how do you go about getting results for social media management clients? Let's talk about it. So guys, welcome back to the channel. Montel Gordon here. Hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe, washing your hands. Hopefully, like I said, I hope this COVID-19 thing is done soon because I'm looking super dusty. But anyway guys, if you're new around here, drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop a file upload. Make sure you do all of that stuff because it actually helps me with the algorithm and whatnot. Also, follow me on Instagram and drop me a DM as well. I'm actually going to be more active on my Instagram because I'm going to be using it more for like e-commerce outreach and whatnot, but that's for another story. But guys, look, how do you go about getting results for social media management clients? Now, in SMMA, just give you a quick brief, overview, I guess. There's two sorts of service providings you can be, if you will. You can either be like a convenience offer or you can be a opportunity offer. Basically, what that means is social media management is basically you're the guy that's going to conveniently take your client's social medias off of their hands, basically. So you're more of a convenience offer. You're not there to generate them crazy amounts of revenue. We all know that. Then there's, the Facebook ad stuff and actually generating them actual monetary return on investment, which is actual money. You're putting in $2 in and you're getting $8 back or whatever it is with your ROAS, and that would be a opportunity offer. That's Facebook ads and stuff like that. Now when it comes to social media management clients, it's a little bit different, you see, because we're being a convenience offer. It's kind of hard to get results, and the results we get aren't monetary. It's what you call social ROI. So we're looking to generate a social ROI. So I wanted to, in this video, kind of break down exactly what I kind of do when it comes to like getting my clients onboarded. What do I actually do, and like how do you go about even like telling them that we're not going to get you money, but we're going to get you a social ROI instead. And also guys, what I want to do is break down some of the tools I use as well to do social media management for my clients and how to actually go about managing clients. So guys, look, there are a few tools that I really highly recommend. Obviously Slack for communications. I use Buffer and Hootsuite. Hootsuite and Buffer are my two favorite social media management tools. These allow you to basically schedule in content and have those like posted out at certain times. So guys, for example, if you want to create what you call a content calendar for your clients, that's basically like saying on June the 26th this piece of content is going out, and they can see each day which piece of content is going out. So let me give you a little backtrack. So when it comes to onboarding clients, you have to set the expectations correctly when it comes to social media management clients, because there's some people in here, and this is my mistake, and I'm actually going to be touching on this in another video up and coming in the future. Like one of the mistakes I've made with social media management is that some of the clients I haven't pre-framed properly, as in, I mean, it's only one client, to be fair. There's only one client that's kind of worried about what's the ROI and his investment with the social media management stuff. And what you need to do, guys, is build like what you call an onboarding like process. And if you guys are in my actual hybrid agency 4-week mentorship program, you guys know all about the onboarding process, because I give you the templates, the videos, the actual ClickFunnels integration, so you can integrate your onboarding process in like one click and basically ready to go. You just have to record the little few videos and whatnot and change it around, but you can basically get the scripts and templates and everything. But anyway, so you guys already know how to like onboard clients for your Facebook ad stuff and your social media management stuff. Just make sure that in your social media management stuff, this is for the guys in my program, just make sure in your social media management stuff you make the clients understand that we're going for a social ROI, monetary ROI. But that's a little side tangent. But guys, yes, in your onboarding process, you want to create like an onboarding process that sets the expectations correctly first. This is the first thing you need to do. Create an onboarding process that sets the expectation first and explains to them that when it comes to social media management, it's more of a long-term game. It's a slow burn process, and you're trying to get a social ROI instead of a monetary ROI, which means you're going to be generating them followers, likes, comments, engagement, that sort of stuff, instead of generating the money and revenue and profit. Basically, that's the difference. You need to make them understand that, because some clients will come in here thinking that organic social media management is going to grow their business and explode their sales, when it's really not. Organic like growth is really difficult to do, guys, really difficult. But I'm going to show you a few tricks and tips you can actually use to actually change this and stuff like that without actually needing to use bots. Now, so guys, when I onboard a client, I put the client into a Slack channel. That Slack channel has my actual client in there and their team, if there happens to be a team. Then there's me inside there and my actual team member. So we're all inside one Slack channel, so nothing gets missed. All communication is centralized. And again, if you're in the program, I teach you all this sort of stuff. And that ensures that you have centralized communication and nothing gets gets missed. I then send them the onboarding, you know, message within Slack, so they set up their Slack correctly, so that they get the right notifications when we message them, so nothing is going amiss basically. Then what happens is the first few like days, we take their intake form. So whenever I onboard a client, there's an intake form, and I ask them very specific questions about their audience, what sort of branding guidelines they have, what sort of content they want, what sort of like other profiles they've seen out there in the same niche as them, same industry as them, that sell a similar product that they kind of want to take inspiration from. And again, in the actual program, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, so go and rewatch the onboarding process section if you're a little bit confused, but you guys get what I'm talking about. So within that intake form, there's certain questions and their answers. I then take that, and me and my actual team member come up with an actual plan of action for them, and we start creating what you call sample posts, so they can see this is the sort of content we're actually going to be posting out, and they can kind of see the angle, if you will, the angle and the bride and color schemes, the sort of copy we're going with, aka the captions we're going with, the hashtags we're going with, and that gives them a feel for what we're going to be doing into the future. So we create like 3 to 5 like sample posts. Once those are being approved by our client, we then go ahead and schedule in. Normally it's like 2 weeks worth, but normally it's like 30 days worth of content. Now we do this using one of the social media management tools such as Buffer or Hootsuite. I use Buffer most of the time because it's free for like free accounts. So if you have free accounts, meaning if your client, and this is the big thing I know a lot of people ask as well, who pays for the actual account? You make your clients pay for the actual account, the Hootsuite account, because if you start paying for Hootsuite and you start onboarding a bunch of clients, it's going to get very expensive very quick, because Hootsuite is quite expensive. So what you can do is actually have, and this is the thing, most of our clients only need 2 to 3 like social platforms managed, meaning we only need to manage their Twitter, for example, or their Instagram and their Facebook, for example, or like their Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Those are probably the most main free. So we can easily handle those because it's only free like accounts. Sometimes it's 4, then you'd have to go and upgrade your plan and whatnot. But both Buffer and Hootsuite, I believe Hootsuite, and definitely know Buffer for sure, has a, in fact both of these I know for sure because I checked this literally the other day, because we're moving a client from Buffer to Hootsuite for some added functionality. I'll get into that in a second if you want me to, but anyway, look, we you want to use one of these 2 tools. Buffer, Hootsuite are my favorite. You can use Sprout Social and all those other ones, but I don't personally use those. Not that they're bad or anything like that, it's just because I just want to talk about what I actually use and have I actually had experience with. So Buffer, Hootsuite allow you to have free accounts on there, so an Instagram account, a Facebook account, and a Twitter account, for example. It allows you to have free accounts on there on a free plan, but their scheduling is limited, as in you can only schedule in a certain amount of content, for example. So you have to, you know, be wary about that. If you're on a pay plan, then you can obviously schedule in 30 days in advance. But guys, look, what you can easily do is create a Google Sheet, for example, and still schedule out 30 pieces of content and send that Google Sheet to your actual contractor, and just schedule and just take the first 10 and schedule those into the actual software and have it like that, and you still have the other 20 pieces of content in the Google Sheet, so that once those have rolled out, the first 10 have rolled out, you can then just plot them into Buffer or Hootsuite. But you want to stay organized with this. Now, those are the tools that you want to use. Those are really the tools you want to use. And when it comes to creating content, you can create content using, you know, Photoshop if you're a little bit more advanced. Right now I have a client in the gaming industry that have like a template PSD file. I think it's called a PSD file, where I've created like a template for us that they kind of wanted. This is really weird as well. He didn't actually need to do this, but a member of their team volunteered to actually create a template for us, and we just kind of used that, and it was really easy, because all we do now is just need to kind of drag and drop images into it, and they've kind of done like 50% of the work for us. Like, social media management is really easy. I know that like a lot of people out there are really stressed with like e-commerce clients and like trying to run ads for them, and that's probably going to be me soon in the future, because I'm actually trying to get into that industry and that niche, should I say. But when it comes to social media management, just stay organized, make sure your clients are in the loop, and you can easily use stuff like Trello as well. So you can have like a Trello board, and you can have certain boards of like, you know, projects up and coming, content that's going to be posted out if you don't want to use the Google Drive stuff. So you can easily do it that way as well, and then just schedule it into one of the Buffer stuff. But guys, look, that's organic stuff. That is the organic stuff. So what we do for clients is we post on their behalf, we manage the actual page, we change their bio, for example, to optimize it for more click-throughs and stuff like that. We make sure they have a professional profile on their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that sort of stuff. Even LinkedIn and Pinterest as well, we actually manage as well. We do reputation management, which is replying to comments. So whenever we're, for example, like Hootsuite allows you to drop comments in. That's why we're actually switching from Buffer to Hootsuite. Hootsuite allows you to actually comment and see comments on your Instagram posts and stuff like that, and actually reply back without having to actually log in to your clients' accounts. Because again, I don't think I mentioned this, but in the onboarding process, I set up my clients in a way where I don't actually need their passwords for anything. So like story posts actually can get created in advance, and we can send them to the clients if they don't want us to have their password. And that's sometimes the actual case as well. Some clients don't like the password. But again, if you're in the program, I teach you all of this stuff and ways around certain things. But look guys, that's organic stuff. Then what I recommend you do, and this is kind of my mistake, what should have been doing from the very get-go is implementing growth strategies. And what I mean by that is you're running like little Facebook ads, actual engagement ads. This is the thing, guys. You don't want to run ads like conversion ads, like optimizing for leads or like traffic, for example. Traffic, we'll get to that in a second. You want to optimize for actual engagement and like page likes and stuff like that. If you're trying to grow their actual Facebook page, you would use a actual engagement ad that's optimized to get page likes. This is what we're jumping into now, so we can actually show our clients that at the start of the month you had this many likes on your page. Now you have X thousand on your page in a nice monthly report and whatnot. I normally was working with bigger brands where the organic growth was quite easy to do, but if you don't have a bigger brand and they're not really established, you're probably gonna need to run some engagement ads at the very beginning to get them up to that first, 5,000 likes and stuff like that. That's exactly what I would do if I was you guys starting out. Do the organic stuff, but each month have like a very small budget, like $250 or something like that, $300 or something like that, and run engagement ads, which is like Facebook page likes, so you can actually show them some sort of growth. Basically, that's exactly what they want to see. They want to see growth, and I would just run it worldwide, because if you're trying to run to the top 5 countries such as New Zealand, Australia, UK, US and Canada, it's going to be very expensive. But if you just run it like worldwide, it's going to be very cheap. Now they're probably not going to be the highest quality of likes by no means whatsoever, but they're still going to see some sort of growth on their page, and most of the time they're just doing it for credibility factors anyway, so it's cool. Then it comes to Instagram growth stuff is a little bit more difficult to do, so you probably have to do like a story stuff, and this is something we're still split testing here, so if I find any updates or anything like that, I will let you know. But essentially I do have a video on this back on my channel where I grew my Instagram account to a couple thousand followers really easily using Instagram, the actual Facebook ads, but the actual swipe, not the actual swipe up, it was an Instagram story ad basically, but instead of telling them to swipe up, you need to tell them to hit the profile in the top left and follow you and like 3 of your posts to be entered into X draw or like X prize basically. And that's what we're actually going to be split testing now for some of our clients to grow their Instagrams, because Instagram growth can be very slow. If you're just, and this is the thing again, one of the mistakes I made is just like posting and replying to comments and stuff like that is all good, but if you really want to grow on Instagram, the only really options you have is to manually go out there and start actually just interacting with a bunch of pages, which takes way too long. Then the second thing you would realize is that, okay, well, there's bots out there that can do that, but then bots don't have that personal touch to them, so it gets really like spammy, if you will, and it kind of can fuck up your client's brand's reputation. So I don't recommend using bots, not at the start anyway. Like I don't really recommend using bots, to be fair, guys. I would recommend you just grow it using like Instagram ads. So that's what we're getting into right now, and that's how we go about managing and generating results for social media management clients. It's actually quite a blissful thing as well when you have social media management clients, because they don't really expect you to be doing too much stuff. As long as there's growth on their page, most of the time they're okay, because they know you're not responsible for their sales. They just know you're responsible for growing their social media net and a bit of their engagement and whatnot, and get the brand out there. That's literally all you're doing, managing their accounts, getting the brand out there, growing brand awareness. They don't really care about, well, we spent X on you this month, how are you not bringing back 2x that at least? Because I know that that's what you have to do when you run a opportunity offer, which is again is like Facebook ads. And what I'll be doing, guys, is breaking down actually the mistakes I've made in terms of social media management, which is not setting that expectation properly in terms of actually making the client understand that when it comes to social media management, it's not a monetary ROI we're going after. We're going after a social ROI. So that's what I'll be breaking down in one of my other videos and explaining the difference between those basically, so that you can make sure that your client understands that when it comes to social media management, your job is not to go and generate them 10,000 sales a friggin' month. It's just to generate them some followers, engagement, and manage their account, so it's off of their hands, so they can focus on running the day-to-day business and not focusing on this social media shit basically. So guys, with that being said, I hope that this has helped you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.